political strongholds.
Yeah, there's been evidence now after a few of these elections with a high number of independent voters that a lot of these voters, and it feels a bit, icky to label them as such, but they would be Labor voters if there wasn't political movement. They may be customers, people who do come back and start to feel like they are more independent than they are Labor. And so it talks about the decline of partisan attachment. That decline makes that shift a lot easier, and something that we wouldn't necessarily expect in Australian politics. It does feel now like it could happen. On the other hand, maybe these voters go back to Labor. Maybe Labor gets this acting here and it says,
in 600 metres, turn left to Castlereagh Highway, Fisher Street.
So, depending on how much Labor can respond to this challenge, and the Liberals as well, because it is existentially a bigger challenge for them, I think that will tell over time whether the independents...
Turn left onto Castlereagh Highway, Fisher Street.
And ABC Radio National. Right, this is I'm talking with Dr. Jill Shepherd from the ANU and Dr. Sarah Cameron from Griffith University.
In 600 metres, the roundabout continues straight to stay on Castlereagh Highway, Fisher Street.
By social class, new cleavages to do generation and gender. Sarah, tell us, let's focus on the youth vote, for instance. Some interesting stats on millennial votes, some interesting stats on Gen Z.
Yes, Nick, we're seeing generational change in how people vote in Australia. Younger generation, including millennials and Generation Z, they're further to the left of previous generations. They're also making up a growing proportion of the in each federal election. And at the same time, what we're seeing, particularly with the millennial group, no longer the super young group, they're now in their 30s and into their mid-40s. We're not seeing this group move to the right as they get older. We're actually seeing them move further right. So, as a result of these changes, we're seeing the electorate overall move to left over time as younger generations are gradually replacing older generations more likely to vote for the election.
And Jill, a gender gap is coming up as well. Men and women increasingly are voting differently. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's not just that the gender gap is it's flipped on its head. It's surprising to a lot of the Liberal Party used to have an advantage among female voters. Women tend to be disproportionately Liberal, and now they are.
I read you saying these got Australian election studies. I mean, if you studies, I mean, if you where you would find
really does is it provides citizens around how they think about politics, government and policy making and how they perceive the different political parties. So there's an opportunity for parties and representatives across the political spectrum to be responsive to Australian attitudes and preferences based on some of the findings coming out of this.
And Jill, the same question to you. If you're a coach
right, as you say, Nick, they're sort of brothers. But if they can win back ground on cost of living and economic issues, there is potential vote there for them, because these voters don't really think that Labor are going to have a positive effect in the next few years.
Absolutely fascinating. It really is worth a read, and it really is worth reading in detail. Dr. Jill Shepherd from the ANU in Canberra and Sarah in Queensland. Thanks so much for joining us on Saturday Extra.
Thanks so much, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
One of the things that the study did show is that Australian democracy is having a moment. We've had the Boyle lectures celebrating the Australian model. We've had Anna Crab's excellent series on the history of the model. And what the Australian election study showed was that there is 70% satisfaction with the very stable. Next up, after the news, a conversation you are not going to want to miss. The rest is history, boys. Dominant in Australia. That's after the news.
Good morning, Kerry Worthington with ABC News. Police in Hong Kong have arrested 8 more people after a deadly phone that's left 128 people dead or missing. North Asia correspondent James
Authorities in Hong Kong have wound down the rescue operation after a consumed 7 buildings that have been undergoing renovation since last year. The authorities say materials used were non-compliant, including highly combustible greenish and polystyrene. 2 construction companies and a consultant were arrested soon after. After further police raids, another 8 people were found detained. Officials have confirmed that the fire alarms weren't working. James continues on.
toll for heavy floods across East Asia has risen to more than 320, with more than 170 people confirmed dead in the Indonesian island of Sumatra alone. Rescue services are responding as roads and communication infrastructure have been severely damaged. This West says he was lucky to survive.
But it was so bad. When suddenly it got so high, my husband to so evacuate distance was
Victoria police will join us to determine the fire at night. Any Police reports.
Melbourne Airport says it's still working out what caused the fire inside the Qantas terminal on Friday evening. Hundreds of travellers were forced to evacuate cruise from intended. Was quickly deemed safety for operations. Police are expected to cruise today with additional flights make last night disruption. Passengers have gone to check the airline for the latest updates on flight time.
Police have asked who they believe is getting in fatal shooting in Sydney West. The Americans have police 28 on a scope with black gun at the shooting. Amid 3 gun workers near Jason, which couldn't sound. In 18 and 5 were the younger man